besties.
Yo, yo, yo.
How are you? It's Monday.
Best
You
day
know
of the
what that
week.
means. It has been a week. It has been a week. For me at least, I feel like King and Queen of the Ring was a month ago. Like it feels like so long. It feels like I've lived a lifetime in the last 3 days. So
you probably watched the AEW pay-per-view the day after, right?
Yeah, I did that one too. So it's like a weird comment. It was a weird couple of days worth of hours. It was just like an odd schedule for me anyway. Hi everybody. Hi besties.
What is
Welcome
up?
to Monday Night Besties. It is May 27th.
That's right.
You might remember this episode as the one with the steel cage match. Also, you're watching on USA Network, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I was as well. And then my editor was like, okay, let's I don't know what you've written, but let's split it into this one and this one. And one of the things he said was the kiss. And I was like, the kiss? What are you? I didn't have a kiss on mine. And he was
What
yeah,
kiss?
USA Network cut it off. Oh, okay. So I didn't even I still haven't seen it. I don't. Did you see it?
Oh yeah, I retweeted it. It's all over. It's all over X now. It's all over.
Oh, okay. So you should describe what you've seen. Here, let's open the chat and then I'll live react to it. How about that?
Okay. Yeah. So what we didn't get to see was Dom and Liv staring each other down at the end, right? And then it cut off to that Survivor show or something in New Zealand or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what we didn't get to see was after that stare down, Liv walks up to Dom and just smooching the smooch. Dom didn't push her away. He did not push her away. There was no pushing away. Nice little makeout sesh between Liv and Dom. She smirks afterwards. Dom kind of looks like, it's about time, But Liv smirks after it, and it's exactly, we give you this information here. We told you it was only the beginning, and she says she was taking everything, and Dom is part of the package deal that Rhea will be coming back trying to take over.
Wildness.
It's official. I just really hope, Amanda, that Liv is going to create her own faction, her own little group, which is what I'm hoping for. She's taking Dom and then just leaving JD and Finn and Damian to handle their business, let them figure themselves out. And I'm hoping Liv is look, I'm taking Dom. But the thing is, though, she's been talking to all of them. So she's been seen with all of them. So she might just be taking over the Judgment Day. But I was, look, I'm down for the ride. I told you it was going to be a ride, and we were just getting started. So I'm going to kick back, and it took a big step in a new direction tonight.
This is very, very exciting.
Yeah.
I do think it's possible she takes over the entire Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
She is mommy, and then Rhea comes back, and it's Liv's Judgment Day. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Let
us know what you think in the chat. Jeffrey's here.
What's up, Jeff?
Yeah, he did. It does look like, it's interesting because he doesn't look super duper shocked. These are driving me nuts already. So it's just, if I can't read it, and then, whatever.
I think I wore my glasses once, and I was never
the
again.
The glare on it is too annoying.
Yeah, I couldn't even see my eyes in the video. I had my glasses on. All you see.
I don't know who my bestie is that was that's always on eyebrow patrol, but I will say that I got a new eyebrow pencil today in preparation for this show.
Nice.
Because it was out. So I hope you're here. I hope you're well. I hope you're living the dream just like we are. Anyhow, it is. It's MD.
MDD or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so what else went so I am not up on the thank you. That's how I feel, honestly. This is a rough day. This is a long one. Yes, hello. Nice to see you. Yay.
What up?
Teresa's here. Yes, she is.
Hey.
Liv is taking over everything. I do think that you're onto something. Honestly, besties, you heard it here first.
Long time ago.
Hendrix told us long ago.
Long time ago.
He knew this was happening. I love it so much.
And he didn't even have to pay for it. Just
exactly.
That was a dig. I won't do that again.
You can pay for it. You should go to slamchats.com and support the team.
That's right.
You can also follow us on social medias of some sort.
That's
I
right.
have 72 followers on Instagram. So if anyone
72,
wants to follow
let's get that to 100 right now. Let's do that right now.
72.
Everybody follow Amanda. I forget your Instagram name. I'm gonna look it up.
I don't
Do you know
even
your
know
Instagram
it. It's
name?
not the same as Twitter because somebody else had it. So there's like an extra little blip in it that is kind of confusing for me personally.
_Amanda.savage.
There you go. There's a dot. Don't forget that dot.
Give her a follow.
Okay. _Amanda.savage on the gram. Follow me from your burners.
Get her to 100.
You can post mean things to me if you want. I really don't give a shit. This is unhinged, Amanda, by the way. I am exhausted. I am so tired. So you don't have to blame me, but you can if you want. You can put it. Oh, I can put it in the chat. You're right. Oh, you're flying home. Oh, you're at the airport. I did see this. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you for checking in. We adore you.
Appreciate it.
We adore you.
Thank
you. Also, yeah, you can catch it on replay. It'll probably go downhill from here, to be fair. So I'm not caught up with all the latest Becky contract news. So I don't know, but I'll look like such a chump in like a week. But I get the sense that she will be staying with WWE. I don't know if
there's no way they send her off. There's no way they send her off anywhere for good with that match. There's no way.
I don't really foresee that happening. So I don't know. I would be very, very shocked regarding that. But, it's professional wrestling.
No one really knows.
Before. No one really knows.
Say they do, but they really don't know. They just speculate.
That's very true.
We can all, make our accusations and, our predictions. One thing I will say, and I'll stick to, there's no way what Becky has done for this company and for what she's done with other superstars, what she has given, what she's done, putting over other superstars like she's doing with Liv right now, like she did with Lyra. She continues to do this. She's multi-time champion, Grand Slam champion. There's no way WWE would send Becky Lynch off to possibly work with the competitor or another company with this match losing to Liv Morgan tonight. There's no way. Also, and if they do send her off like that, that tells you everything. Like, that's going to scare people away. Like, if that's really how they send a Becky Lynch off. So hard to imagine her. She's probably just, my opinion, taking a little time off.
I also think that oftentimes the reports are delicately worded so that you never really paint it too far into a corner. But which makes sense because you're not trying to say anything too definitive. But the part that kind of captured my attention is I just feel like Cody was the same way. There was reports of it was very much not like handshake deal, but it was very much like in the hands of lawyers, but like essentially agreed upon by parties. Before it was actually pen to paper. But then you have people like CM Punk where apparently that was not even. It was like pen to paper on his way out the tunnel. So it's hard to know. But so we'll find out. We'll see if we see Becky Lynch again. I mean, it's the end of the month. So what is our next Besties? We'll see on the 3rd. So we'll see if we see Becky Lynch.
We'll know for sure then. I'm expecting a contract will be signed. I'm expecting a new deal's done. Probably a deal to make her schedule a little bit lighter, give her a little time off. I'm assuming she's earned it. I mean, at this point, she has 100% earned that kind of Roman Reigns schedule. So
yeah, I would genuinely be kind of stoked if they had. Let's not get into it, but I love a mixed tag division. I think that sounds like a cutie patootie idea. But I would like to see, even if they are fake injuries, like this time off for Rhea, I know it is a real injury, whatever. But if this had just been like a built-in couple months for her to be absent and on her own terms, I think it'd be very nice for because if you have Triple H, you have full creative control, you have the ability to plan these things months in advance. I just think it would be nice to be able to offer that as a flexibility in schedule, because there is a piece of that decision-making process, I think, when you're looking at where you go as a professional wrestler, pretend you are one, that you like look at that schedule and things. So it would be nice to just have some assurance that, you could get a couple 6 weeks off every couple years or something. Like that would be probably pretty good for people and like their physical health, but also their mental health. So I don't know. I do hope she gets time off, especially now Seth's not even there, and they should have a fun family summer. We'll see you later, Becky Lynch.
Remember, she was supposed to take time off anyway after the book, but then the Rhea injury happened. Yeah. And so WWE had to pivot, and, they didn't want to give Liv the title right away. They wanted her to continue the revenge, and she lost to Becky, right? Prior to Rhea's match with Becky at WrestleMania. Liv had her chance, lost to Becky. So this gives her even more revenge. So it's a better story this way. Whether people wanted Becky to be champion or not, the story worked out better this way. And I think that's what we're getting. At least, one could hope, because Becky, while there's a lot of hate for her online, no matter what, you got to appreciate what she's done for the company.
So this is an interesting question. I think not.
No.
Yeah, but I don't think on the list.
Definitely cheek. Yeah.
And I definitely know, because I wrote an article about his real life wedding, because they all booed him and like they kind of clowned on him a little bit at his wedding. So I know he very much has a real life wife, unless things have dissolved quickly. But that was not too long ago that I wrote that story. Right. So
it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up these days. Like I remember I was rewatching, I think last week you were talking about Cora and Braun Breaker. And I ended up finding out after, like, they're not even together anymore. So, like, I can't even keep up. See, you're shocked, too. I was shocked, too.
I didn't know that.
Can't keep up.
What about Ludwig Kaiser and Tiffany Stratton?
I think they're still together as of right now.
Tell me in the chat. Keep me up to date. Bro, if someone who does this 6 days a week can't even keep up.
Can't keep up anymore. So maybe it looked like she kind of, like, hit it a little bit. Like I don't think they like directly, I mean, there
was no like I am broken up. Like it wasn't like a clear, but there's been
there was definitely but still a lot more than what Mommy and Dom ever did. So
there you go, exactly. There's an okay. Tell me later. I'll get so confused. I can't even. Okay.
Yeah, NXT's tomorrow.
So yeah, NXT is tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. There's a delightful post show after every episode of NXT as well. I typically enjoy it a great deal while I'm finishing my writing. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3 weeks from tonight is June 17th. It is the Monday after Clash at the Castle. And I'm not saying that it's for sure the date, because they could do anything. But I am saying there's now been 2 specific Uncle Howdy clues that kind of like pop up and result in June 17th. So that's not like a locked in situation, but I don't think anything in this has been not intentional. Right. So once it was the 2nd, I think my headline's like date revealed ? Because like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna throw that question mark on there. I'm not trying to say I know when I don't, but that seems pretty suspicious. There hasn't been any other dates. So I'm looking forward to that. That kind of is very exciting. Your prediction again will come true. It will be a Raw group. I'm excited to see where that might go. I'm excited to see who might be involved in that. And we'll see what kind of comes of that. But 3 weeks from now, we will be maybe talking about a debut. So don't get your hopes up for Clash at the Castle. I got my hopes up for King and Queen of the Ring. I was it's happening. Like I really did. I thought it was. I did, but it's okay.
It's coming.
I can't take much more of these clues, to be honest. They're spooky. They like freak me out, and honestly, they're so like in depth. The other one that was put the sound in and it makes a picture was like, what the hell? Like, I'm not smart enough. Like, I am not It cannot happen. So yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully
it's driving me nuts. Like my detective skills for anything other than my preteen kids is
I
pretty
know.
rough. So
Yeah, that
I'm
in and of
struggling.
itself is a full-time detective
Yeah,
job. I bet.
I leave the Uncle Howdy clues to you because you have done a fantastic job on all of that. So that is 100% all you. I
We'll
know it's
see how
stressing
it
you
shapes.
out.
It is stressing me out. We'll see how it evolves. I'm excited. If anyone, if there's any besties who have any connections in the world,
Mm,
if Rob Fee is listening, clip it. Someone send it to him. If you could just tell me, I will sign an NDA. I will do whatever
right.
I need to do, but just like I need to know because this is the next 3 weeks of this. I can't even deal with this. Just please help me out. Yeah, just I need to know. So if anyone has the scoops, that's the
Mm,
real scoops. I don't want to know personal stuff. Just tell me what this mystery is gonna be. Tell me
yeah.
who's. I don't necessarily need to even know who's in it, but like I have this harebrained theory. I'm not even gonna say it because I
Oh,
continue to be nervous that he's just going through a rough patch, and this has nothing to do with TV. But like, what's Brooks Jensen doing on Twitter?
yeah, no, I don't.
Is Brooks Jensen okay? So it's either A, are you okay, Brooks Jensen? And like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just don't want you to be going through a rough time. Or also, this is a part of a story and that like he's involved in it. Oh,
That's what I'm thinking too. Like, is it a
I thought he
story
was
or
involved,
is
and
it
then like,
real?
yeah, or is it real? And so I don't want to be like talking about somebody's difficult time. So we'll
Right.
segue into making fun of me, which is my number one favorite thing to do. Thank you. I don't know if you were here.
MDB.
I specifically said I went and got an eyebrow pencil due to this because I didn't want to disappoint you. And my product was out. So that's Elf. It's $3, baby, at Target. Let's go. Okay. Um, what else? This is unhinged, Amanda. I'm super tired. Let's see. He's turning into Stone Cold. I don't know who you guys are talking about, but I'm going to say we're talking about Braun because that is what I kind of think. Do you think we could have a anti-establishment Braun Breaker Stone Cold-esque figure? Like, I do think it would work. I think it would be fun. I don't know that anyone hates Adam Pearce that much, so you might need
No.
to like you gotta have a different stooge, I would say, someone to more stooge it up.
I thought it was interesting though the way tonight ended with them though, because like obviously Braun pissed him off again, right? But
Yeah,
like at the end of it, they just like made eye contact, and like Adam Pearce like seemed to like just give up. Like he stopped yelling at him abruptly,
yeah.
and then they just walked out together.
Hmm.
So that was interesting.
That
So
is
maybe
interesting.
they're going a whole nother direction.
Oh,
Like them,
what?
like like maybe he's just gonna be his lackey and he's gonna do whatever Braun tells him to do, and Braun's just gonna take over everything.
Speaking of suspicious stoogery, what is Kiana James doing? What are we doing? I'm
Yeah,
excited about it. I just like I like seeing her. But what was it? I think it was last week. She was like junior stooge on the case and said like, "Oh, do you need any help?" And then tonight, it kind of came like to me at least. Maybe it's because maybe I just have a bad mind or something. But like, it came off to me like a little weird. Like I think it was the line. I don't know if he meant to say it like that. But so it's a backstage segment. It's like Braun's been banished, was before or no? Is it when he kicked him out? Yeah, it was when Braun's like getting kicked out. He's leaving,
yep.
and Pierce turns back around, and then Kiana James pops out of nowhere and is like, "Oh, is there anything I can do to help?" And Adam Pierce voice is like, "Yeah, I need to go get a drink in my office." And then they walked up together. It was very strange. I didn't understand. Um,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
not a fan of Kiana James's booking so far on Raw. I'm really hoping it eventually turns into something.
yeah,
I know it's early; it's only been a few weeks, but so far
yeah.
it literally just seems like she's begging, and like maybe eventually he's just gonna be like, "All right, I'll give you a match." Like, okay,
I feel like
and it's like she's better than that. Like she's not.
it's like her character, like she's gonna be a tattletale or something. Like it's going to be, I don't know. I thought she was going to be like 1%, like I'm rich.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm confused still. So it's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm super
Um,
confused on what they're doing with Kiana. I'm
not
not
too
a fan
sure.
of it.
And then I was also, the only other thing that I was confused about, maybe the chat can help me, maybe you can help me, is in the background of R-Truth and The Miz and New Day at the ice cream truck, it looked like Sonya Deville was talking to Zoe Stark. But then when they had another encounter backstage, it just like there was no like acknowledgement that she had a one-to-one conversation with her. So I'm wondering if they're not planting the seeds of Sonya just managing Zoe alone, and kind of like the Shayna Baszler thing kind of just like falls by the wayside, which I think would be kind of interesting because it is almost the inverse of the Chelsea Green effect, right? Like, I do think that Zoe Stark is so wonderful, and I think there is like maybe, and I hate saying, I don't like saying something like this because this makes me feel weird, but I think there is like a little bit something missing from her character that could probably actually be quite nicely covered with a manager such as a Sonya Deville. And she also has her own very legitimate like MMA history, right? Sonya Deville's not a nobody. Like, she's a legitimate fighter. So
well, we got, you usually don't say anything like that, but we got unhinged Amanda tonight.
It's
We
unhinged
getting
Amanda.
But I 100% agree with you. I didn't even, and now that you mention it, that's probably 100% what they are doing, because Zoe Stark, I 100% agree there is something missing with the character, which is weird because like it worked in NXT, right? Like, and obviously sometimes things work in NXT that don't necessarily work on the main roster. And so maybe that's what we're getting here is kind of a switch and shift in her character. And I think giving her a mouthpiece, so to speak, on the microphone, like Sonya Deville, who's obviously great on the mic and is kind of opposite of a Zoe Stark, right? Like, I would say Sonya Deville is more of her mic skill is what is her biggest strength, and maybe not the biggest, impression in the ring, while Zoe Stark is amazing in the ring and lacks a little bit on the mic. So that offsets perfectly. And it also, you might be onto something too, because you've seen them kind of disagree and kind of be all, I'm talking about Zoe and Shayna, just kind of not being on the same page with things, kind of, bickering a little bit back and forth at the end of that segment a little bit. So you 100% might be onto something.
Unhinged Amanda.
Unhinged. I like Unhinged Amanda. Predictions be on point.
She's so sleepy. Let's see. What else did we see tonight? Oh, I just cannot. I cannot. Chad Gable.
I knew it.
Remains the worst.
He is the worst.
And I just don't like, without being insulting, you know what I mean? Because it's not him as a human. And that's where I have a hard time having any critique, because I feel like that's slanderous. Like, I can't be sitting here saying he's the worst. But Pat McAfee said he was the worst, and I can echo that sentiment, because he was, in fact, tonight the worst. Probably of the night. Yeah, probably the worst. There was a match with Big Bronson Reed where he did end up beating Otis, much to Chad Gable's chagrin. And then it called out. Hey, yeah, I wrote that story, by the way. I had never in my life heard of Perk Angle. Didn't know what that meant. I had to Google that earlier today. I taught myself via Wikipedia. Then I started feeling kind of guilty. I was like, damn, everyone was clowning on him, and he's saying he didn't even do that. So like, that seems kind of bad. I don't know the details. I truly don't. So I won't speak on things I don't understand. But Chad Gable, this is something I do understand because I watched it. Chad Gable had Otis out here in the ring, and then going into commercial break, called out Akira Tozawa and Maxine. They came to the ring. We come back from commercial. Essentially, Chad Gable is going to just take his belt off and whip Otis. And Maxine tries to stop him. And instead, and this was a slight point of contention, did you think that he is permanently kicking her out of Alpha Academy, or he's just like, get out of here for right now?
It's 100% get out of here for right now.
Oh.
Yeah,
I definitely thought she was like booted, like banished.
No,
so,
not yet. I don't think not yet. I don't think so yet. I think that is coming. I think that's coming.
Yeah. Well, the very, very like less than 1% chance that the person who this debate was with is watching this, you won, sir, because I thought it was like done. I was like,
No,
she's kicked
over.
out. Like, no, I guess not. So okay.
The whole thing was weird, by the way.
What?
Like that whole segment was so weird to me.
It was
Like,
weird. I liked Sami Zayn being like the hero of it.
yeah.
I think this is where Sami Zayn would shine, because you don't necessarily see him as being he's not the Braun Strowman commanding figure, but you also still like in that moment felt like he could avenge her getting messed with, you know? You're like, yeah, this guy can, you know, correct this situation. And poor Otis. That sweet angel Otis is just so conflicted. Before tonight, I genuinely believed we were just going right into a flippity floop where we were going to just cut Akira. You know what I mean? I thought it was Akira, Tozawa, and Otis were out, and the Creed brothers were in. Possibly even girl swap too, like maybe even Maxine's out and Ivy Niles in. But then we kind of had would you call it a squash match? Would you call AOP and Creed brothers a squash match? I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't
100%.
satisfying to me as a Creed brothers fan. I will say that.
Oh, it's all going to make sense. They're going to get tired of being that. That's why this is all going to tie in together. Creed brothers are going to realize this ain't working, so we're going to need a change of character.
That's true.
That's the heel turn.
It's a little slower burn than I expected. For some reason, I thought this was like, you know what, though? When you look at the schedule of the next couple pay-per-view or premium live events, it's quick. So it's Clash at the Castle is June 15th. Then July 6th is Money in the Bank. And then there's 1 month, like less than a month, but closer to a month between Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. So I kind of get where we're hitting certain milestones. So that makes some sense. Yeah, I do. I agree. I mean,
yeah.
I think you guys think it'll be Ivy Nile too.
Yes, for sure.
They'll be all under Gable.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to go like a full Kurt Angle cosplay situation?
100%. I just hope he doesn't bring out a belt again. That was so weird to me. Like that was the weird part to me. Like the whole degrading Otis and all that stuff and Maxine, like that stuff. I get it. That's, you know, it's all part of the gig. That's his new character. But the whole belt part of it is like, I'm gonna whip you with the belt because you need your discipline. Like for me, that was a little weird. Like I don't know. It might have just been me, but I felt weird during.
Yeah, that seemed weird. I also feel like
he's his dad or something. Like,
well, I feel like Michael Cole said like this isn't something like that's been done in 30 years. And in my head, I was like, 30 years ago, were they telling you to like grab the ropes and they're beating you with the belts?
Right.
Like,
a little bit older than 30 years ago.
Like what? I don't know. I was just kind of confused. Like, what are we talking about? So yeah, that whole segment was good. It was also just like, oh man. I mean, I think from an emotional standpoint, it's like I always make the Grey's Anatomy comparison, and I don't know why that necessarily is, but I think it's a similar thing where it's like sometimes moments that are really satisfying are the ones that gut you. Like, especially, I think sometimes me and my mother, when I was a teenager, used to watch Grey's Anatomy, and we'd both be crying by the end, and we're like, why are we watching this again? But I think that the Gable, the Otis, the Alpha Academy situation tonight was very much, it's emotionally, it's a bummer deal for sure, but it's also satisfying viewing because we're pretty sure we'll get to see a payoff. And that is what's, that's what's quite nice about being an AEW fan. No,
it feels a lot like
wrong one. WWE, I said it backwards. I think that's something that's nice though about WWE is that you do kind of now in this new era have some trust that you'll get to see these things resolved. And I think we will see this resolved. I'm not gonna end on this dissatisfaction of Chad Gable's just an abusive prick forever. I mean, he'll get his comeuppance.
He's gonna get his karma, and it feels a lot like, remember the first time Ray hit Dom?
Yes.
Like it feels like that. Like we were waiting for so long, it felt like, for Ray to finally just knock his little ass out.
Yes.
And it took forever. This is starting to feel like that. Eventually Otis is gonna knock the hell out of little Chad Gable. And until then, They're gonna keep us on our toes.
You gotta start writing these things down, because didn't we also say on Monday Night Besties that Sami Zayn could just take over Alpha Academy? Like a long time ago.
I think we did mention
like it was a long time ago, and we were like, oh yeah, like that'd be cute and funny, and then it was just like, we should write these things down. You never know. Monday Night Besties, okay, you're here on the ground floor.
That's right.
Of the creativity of the world. You know, it'd be so funny if if you were like a person who had to book a show, wouldn't you kind of just like pay so much attention to what the fans are saying and kind of just like, not like do what they say, but like I would definitely nick ideas 1000%. Like I would not.
And I'm sure they do too. I'm sure they do that already.
They should definitely do that. Oh my 100%. Goodness. A detail that I hadn't ever considered was that Liv was literally taking over every member of Judgment Day independently, which is really funny because now we get to see next week play out that, because I think Finn had an interesting look on his face when Damian Priest said to JD that he was with Liv, because last week she was in Finn's car. And so it's like now the secret's out, like they're all going to know about each other. So it's like another whole detail. It's going to be really exciting. What else happened tonight? What was
the start of it was actually my favorite part tonight with Gunther and Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. Just give me a triple threat. Like, I know while I want Drew to win the title at Clash, it's probably not going to happen because Damian just won the title, and I can't see it. It definitely feels like they're going to build Damian for a little bit as the champion. So I feel like something's going to happen to where like Drew loses off some BS again or something. And I think I'm hoping for a triple threat. I want all three of them because I don't know if CM Punk's going to be ready by then. But if he is, they don't need the title for that match. Like that feud has enough in it where you don't need a belt involved. No. So maybe CM Punk is why, but that'd definitely be a heel. Like the crowd would not like CM Punk if he was the reason Drew lost the title at Clash. But I'm really hoping that's something. I really wish we had a triple threat at Clash because I want Gunther. I want all three of those guys in the ring. That'd be a banger. But I enjoyed that segment only because it's previewing Gunther, Damian Priest at SummerSlam when they eventually face. And then Drew comes out as like, look, don't forget about me. Like, you got me first. Like, you got to get past me to even get the Gunther. Like, you just forgetting me, like, in my hometown. So, like, I really enjoyed that segment. I think all those guys did great on the mic. And I think Damian Priest especially shined really well on the mic tonight. And that's why I'm enjoying him as champion. Like, Damian is definitely growing, as a champion. He's getting better on the mic and just doing a better job at taking control. That was my favorite part.
Yeah. I just had a moment where I tried to figure out, but Basha Berlin is like further ahead down the road, because I feel like we kind of are positioning to get from point A to point B. And I feel like by the time we get back to that point, I could see where Gunther is champion of something, right? Like I see that
for sure
where we're getting from here. But I do agree, Damian Priest is coming into his own. Yes. I feel like he is he's a more commanding presence in the absence of Rhea, I would say. And it almost seems like his lackadaisical attitude towards this band of jackals is that he just can't be bothered. Like, he is very annoyed by them, which I think is the right attitude to have, because if he was very invested in like whatever these shenanigans were, I think it would take away from him as champion. So I like that they're keeping that. There's sort of a wall between those.
Yeah. And he feels like he's becoming a babyface too.
I do think so as well.
Like, he got a little pop tonight when he came out. I know it was because Gunther was talking. So, like, maybe they just really despise Gunther and we're tired of him talking. So, as soon as Damian Priest music hit, he got a little pop, which is weird because he's still with the Judgment Day and they're still heels. So, I think we're watching Damian slowly become a babyface.
Yeah. I do think that he feels very much like a babyface to me. So, it feels kind of confusing.
Even the way he talks. Even the way he's talking now. It's like, yeah, he even sounds like one. Like, you delusional dog. Like, he was cracking me up when he kept saying that. Kept saying dog. Like, it sounds like so 2000s was funny.
Was
But I definitely, that was my favorite part of the night. It was only because of Damian. Really, we know what Drew can do. We know what Gunther can do.
Yeah.
We know they can talk to the two best, obviously. But Damian hasn't had a lot of opportunities since he's won the title, and I think tonight was one of his best promos and best times on the mic as champion so far.
Definitely, he's been really impressive lately. Mm-hmm. I am excited to see. I would be sad if he lost. I feel like it would be too short.
Way too short.
In my opinion. But I do think that, yeah, it'll be an interesting summer. There's a lot to get from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. Certainly. There was another running theme through tonight where Braun Strowman was chasing JD McDonough. Is Braun Strowman legitimately hurt? Because half of the time he was hobbling so severely that I felt like, oh, do we need to do this gimmick? Like, don't keep hobbling all night long. By the time he broke out into the run, so if you've missed it in the main event, there was shenanigans afoot. But what ended up happening is that Braun Strowman comes out to sort of scare off Judgment Day. Yeah. And he does his choo-choo train around the ring, which is like one of those last vestiges of Vince McMahon, right? I feel like the Braun Strowman character, as it stands, remains one of those, like, this is iconography from a far gone era almost, right? Like, 100%. This is the crux of his gimmick is like, roar, and like, big man holds up arms. You know what I mean? Like, it is that, it's that spectacle, but it's that, the depth of expectation of character is not there. Like, it is okay that he just choo-choo trains around this ring and is running. And because he's a big man, it's impressive that he's running. I mean, it just is. And I think you can watch people in the crowd. I noticed the green shirt guy who's always there, but the woman who was next to green shirt guy, like, you watch her throughout Braun's appearance in the beginning of the show, like, discover how funny that is. By the time he wins the match, she's like, oh, yeah, like, so into it and like doing the hands. And I've been there, so I understand. I understand how to get caught up in the Braun Strowman moment.
As annoyed as I get of Braun Strowman, I 100% love Pat McAfee's commentary of him. Pat McAfee.
I keep calling him a son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Oh my god, it was good.
Like,
so
dang, Pat.
Kind of coming together, I think. But Braun Strowman ends up being sort of a piece of the puzzle of what goes awry for Becky Lynch, because he shoves Dom slaps into Becky. I think it ends up being that was something that I definitely have been on board with your theory throughout, like, to the point that when Dominic was in, immediately I was like, oh no, he's helping Liv. He's not helping Becky. Like, this is a scam. And it was kind of hard too to like like, it was hard to like write, because it was like inadvertently, you know what I mean? Like, I don't buy it, Dom, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But Braun Strowman popped out. He had a little mini feud with JD McDonough. It was like a running thread through the show where he was chasing around JD McDonough, sort of limping, but by the end, when he broke out in a run, he was doing a little bit better. So I guess things are okay for him.
That was the worst of the night for me. I told you last week, like, I am just not feeling this Braun Strowman stuff. Like, he even had a little stare down tonight with Damian Priest too, which I thought was interesting. But I'm not feeling like, when his first week he came back, remember, he's like, yeah, I'm sticking up for bullies. And he's literally chasing JD McDonough around the arena, who's like a quarter of his size. Like, all right, bro, like, you're sticking up for bullying, but like, what are you doing to a big head? Like,
what are you doing to big head? Thing on big head. Now Maggle's transformed the insult, and I'm on board, because it did look like a Klingon head when he got punched with that thing. So I don't know where we're going with Braun Strowman, but I get excited when he runs around in a circle, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
As soon as he started running, I knew exactly what was happening.
Yeah, it's just like, right. Like, okay, here we go. Yeah. Dominic shenanigans again. This is a good question. How is Lyra still alive? Lyra Valkyria has had a long couple of days. Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
It's
I think it's annoying to sit in a chair and write about something. These people were out there living it.
living it.
Lyra Valkyria got crushed by an
Crushed in half.
annihilator on Saturday, and by Monday, she's back to getting crushed again. What did you think of that match? I don't remember who she was against. Who did
Curtis
she?
Haynes, Damage Control.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
We are definitely, I think we said that here too when it first started. I think we
Yeah.
even said that when they got drafted to Raw, that they were pretty much getting drafted to split up. So
Yeah.
once again, look, you know, we tell you these things, and it's for you to take it for what it is. Once again, I think we're on to something. Io Sky obviously was very upset that Sane lost to Lyra Valkyria tonight. Io's probably still upset from Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai lost her match last week. I don't remember who she faced. Don't remember.
They had a tag team match last week, but they did lose. That's the
They
one that was
lost,
Sheena
and
and
she's tired.
Zoe.
Io Sky's tired of it. She's going to be the first one, I think, to spice things up. Asuka's not there either, so like the beginning of the end of Damage Control. But yeah, Lyra, I think, is pretty much going to be kind of inserted in Becky's position, so to speak, when Becky takes this time off. I think that's why. I think that was the whole reasoning for her even going to the finals, right? And the whole foreshadowing with her and Becky, like almost like Becky's teaching her, like, all right, like you got this, like, you know, we're
that
from
makes sense.
this. I think that's what this has all been about, and it'll all make sense once they finally announce that she signed her new deal. She's taking some time off, and then everybody can chill.
Exactly. While we're here, thank you to Yami for the like on Facebook.
Hey,
Everybody
shout
should
out.
like this. If you're watching this, just like it. If you're on YouTube, like it. If you're on Facebook, like it. It'll tell me the Facebook Live likes. I don't think it tells me the YouTube likes, but I get very excited to see them later. So please do like, share, and subscribe. Do all that cute stuff that people on the internet tell you to do. Slam chats about slamchats.com.
There it is.
Yes. You know what happens is I look down and it says net and I go and panic. That's like literally what happens every single time. I look down, I see underneath my little face, I see where it says net and I go, wait, what?
Slamchats.
So yeah, slamchats.com, not net. There was, Jeffrey, there was an Isla and Alba site.
Yes, finally.
I was excited to see that. I do think that there are a lot of women's tag teams, and I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to see, you know, honestly, I kind of think it's nice for them to fight it out amongst themselves. Oh no,
Uh-oh, yeah, you said you're retired.
No. Oh no. I think it's fun to see them fight it out amongst themselves to see then who gets a shot at, like, I like the idea of it being on the titles are on a different show. So like the Raw teams really have to mix it up before they get a chance to even get a crack at Bianca and Jade. So that's really fun. Yeah, there was definitely an unholy union sighting.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm a big fan of both of them. So I was honestly hoping that they were gonna, you know, kind of keep remember they had the NXT tag team titles, the NXT women's tag team titles when they were drafted to SmackDown in the first place last year. I was kind of hoping why not give us two sets of titles? Why not? So I was kind of hoping even then that they kept them, because then they were both on Raw and SmackDown, so they were separate. So I'm hoping that they get back in the tag team title picture, because I'm a big fan of them. Love their character. They have one of those characters that's unique, right? Like there's not another Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Like I love their character. So I'm really hoping that they get some time to shine and finally got some TV time tonight.
It's very good. I do like them. Raw had so many good things. I just don't know if I've missed anybody. Let us know. Let us know in the chat. Did you miss any? What's that?
We didn't mention. We didn't say the only two matches or anything. We didn't say anything about was Rey Mysterio, Carlito.
Oh,
very forgettable. And Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov, which ended in DQ.
Oh, yeah,
double DQ. So
yeah. That was a nice conduit to see great wrestling and then have another moment for Braun Breaker to kind of just be a monster.
Yep.
Like, I don't usually love a DQ. I definitely don't love a double DQ, but I do think that was probably the best use of it that I can think of in the last month. I can think of one I didn't like that was from somewhere else, but now I'm not exactly sure what it is. But I do think that was worth it, and certainly continues to build Braun, but it definitely didn't take. I don't think anyone looks like a chump for this. Mm-mm. You know, you can't stop Braun Breaker.
No, he's unhinged.
He is unhinged. He is unhinged Braun. So, the speed champion without the belts.
Yeah, he replied to that. Did you see his reply to that?
I did see that. And it makes complete sense to me because in my mind, I thought of that man. What is that man's name? Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I thought of it being like directly him, which I'm sure it's not, right? Like I'm confident that it's not that man sitting down. But in my mind, I thought of that man telling Ricochet, you can't take that belt. Like this belt is exclusive to X. So it just like kind of cracked me up because when we see him, it says on the graphic. It also said he was 2-time speed champion, and I didn't understand that because I didn't know they.
I mean, I guess. I mean, he won it and successfully defended it, I guess. So does that make him 2-time? That's weird. I don't know.
I don't know. But that one I thought, oh my gosh, should I miss a whole other round of speed?
But if anyone missed it, he replied because people have been hitting him up on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, for a while asking, how come you don't carry the belt on Raw if you're the speed champion? It'll help build the belt and the brand. It's like, and he replied and said, because one network pays another network to, you know, yada, yada, yada. You know, you get what I'm saying. I'm not going to repeat everything he said, but like, long story short, Twitter pays for that show to be exclusively on Twitter, X, whatever. And so he can't wear that belt anywhere other than X. Long story short.
That's it. That is the true story of that one. I don't really think I had a least best. I don't know if I had a best of the best either. Honestly, it's been a long weekend.
I feel you. My best of the best was definitely the opening segment with Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest. But worst, Braun Strowman running around the arena like a madman chasing little bitty big head JD.
Little bitty big head.
Little bitty big head.
Little bitty big head is now his official Monday Night Besties name. I'll get merch of that. It's gonna say little bitty big head on my sleeve.
Yeah, that's kind of fire though.
That is kind of fire though. Let's get on that. Okay, I don't know, besties. What else is new around here?
I think we covered it all for tonight. I mean, I
think that's it. Pretty much done.
Yeah, we recapped. I mean, we look ahead to next week. They announced a couple of matches where we definitely will find out the aftermath of Liv and Dom's kiss. Her pretty much kicking it with the whole Judgment Day crew. There's a couple matches that were announced. Ludwig Kaiser is going to face Sheamus next week.
Right.
That'll be a banger. That'll be a banger. And then there was another match announced, but I'm forgetting the other match that was announced.
No.
Don't remember.
No. I've already lived that.
Oh, Authors of Pain in the New Day.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. That's going to be kind of fun.
Karrion Kross continues to try to get Xavier Woods to turn on Kofi.
I feel like they're steadfast friends. I do not think that it will happen.
No?
I always get played. That's sort of the hallmark of my personality, is that I have hope.
I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, probably will.
Might even happen next week. We'll see. Yeah. Hopefully.
Should I give a whole speech about how I think that Woods is inherently good and would never do that just so that I look like a double clown by next week?
No, you don't want to do that because somebody's going to clip it and then they're going to be tweeting it out. And then
it'll have that like that clown music, it's not Arrested Development. What is it? The Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I won't. Unhinged Amanda. What kind of affirmations would Unhinged Amanda give? Okay, I'm going to tell you what my plan is for the week.
There we go.
This is my affirmations. This is my affirmations for all of us. In the event that you don't know the direction in which your life is taking, you can invest a lot of time and energy into self-care, self-discovery, therapy. They have all kinds of interesting things now. You can get ketamine mailed to your house, apparently, says my Instagram ads. Things are wild out here. You can also rely on two old faithfuls, hair bleach and fake tan. So I have a hair appointment tomorrow. By the time you see me next, it will be a new version of an unhinged Amanda. And you'll have to tune in next week to find out what that all entails. Maybe I will have spicier opinions. Maybe the darker my hair, the nicer I am. Maybe when I have lighter hair, I'm more evil. You never know. You're going to have to come back to Besties and find out.
That's right.
We'll have to also see what's going on with Judgment Day. We've got a lot going on. We'll see if Becky Lynch is back next week. Or, probably not. I hope she takes a vacation. Clip that. We hope you take a vacation, Becky.
Deserve it.
Like a fun, like family beach one too. Like something where you guys have a lot of fun. Oh yeah, how's it going? You got it from the library.
I got it. I'm ready. I'm ready to read it and check it out.
There we go.
I'm excited.
Okay, right Monday Night Besties Book Club. If you start Becky's book this week, there's a good chance we'll all line up next week. To be honest, What happened? Are you? I think I know what you're talking about, to be honest. And I will say that every time a good friend, like, I don't even know what that meant. I just wanted to have like a shocked face so that they can make a thumbnail, like it'll make it seem like we're doing something like so controversial, like shocked Amanda face. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. There might be we'll see how it goes. It might be so brown because in a week's amount of time, I could totally turn on what had happened and dye it back. So you never know.
No.
We'll find out though. And we'll see you next week, Besties.
We will. Another edition of Monday Night Raw. We look forward to doing it again next week. We'll have a lot more unhinged Amanda, hopefully. I enjoy unhinged Amanda because it's unpredictable. And that always makes a great show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Follow DC Hendricks on all of his social media pages. I really like it when he has new articles to read because they are always good. And I share them immediately. And then the Twitter thing's like, do you want to read this before you share it? And I'm like, no, because I know him. I trust him. I'm going to read it in a little bit. And then I read it in a little bit and it's always great. So. And
after you follow me, go to Amanda's Instagram and follow her. _Amanda.Savage. Get her up to 100.
Yay. Yeah, the race to 100. Let's see how it goes next week, you guys. We'll see how it goes. Okay, take good care. Have a good night. Bye, Jeffrey. Bye, MD. Get home safely. All the homies in the chat. We love you. Take good care. Have a good week.
Yep. Peace and love.